The half kneeling hip flexor release is going to release tension in the musculature that's on the front side of the pelvis, pulling the pelvis into more of that anterior pelvic tilt. So this movement is really going to complement the lat release that we did to help you find more of that neutral pelvic position and also tuck the butt underneath. Because again, for a lot of us, we tend to favor that very extended position, which can make it really easy to open the top half of the pelvis to find external rotation, but can make it very challenging to find that more rounded position, which is going to move the sacral promontory backwards to create more space in the top of the pelvis from front to back to make it easy for baby to enter into the pelvis. And then also that posterior pelvic tilt makes internal rotation easier to achieve, which is going to open the lower half of the pelvis. So releasing the hip flexors is going to be really important because for a lot of us, it tends to be very tight. So in this half kneeling position, you can place the support underneath your knee so that's a little bit more comfortable. I'm first going to find a tucked butt position. So I'm going to think tuck my butt underneath, and you're already going to feel a big stretch in the front side of that thigh. And then push the hips forward without losing that tuck. So come back and then find that arched position. And then push forward. So we're not finding this like super arched position. This may feel like a little bit more intense or like you're doing more with it, but you're gonna feel less of a release here and probably more in like the belly and the low back. So come back, tuck the butt underneath, and then push the hips forward. It may not be a huge distance, and that's okay. Paying attention to what you're feeling here in that front side of the thigh. Now this may be enough for you, but if you want more, that same side arm can reach up towards the ceiling and then reach overhead for a side body release. And so you're feeling this big stretch all through the side body, and you can explore with rotating the shoulder more forward, feeling what type of tension it is, rotating to bring the chest more towards the ceiling and exploring the tension within the upper body, or just maintaining more neutral and finding more of that side body release. And so you can kind of explore between the three movements of which one feels best for you in your body. And so here I'm going to take 5 to 10 breaths, focusing on finding expansion here in my side body, maintaining that tucked position to feel that release in the front side of the hip flexor, and then exhale to release and to let go. If you want to move deeper into it, when you exhale, we can exhale to find more expansion here. Push the hips a little bit more forward as well. And so the half kneeling hip flexor release is going to release the front side of the pelvis that is pulling us into that more anterior pelvic tilt to allow us to find more of a neutral and a posterior pelvic tilt, which is going to create more space in the top of the pelvis. It's also going to make it easier for us to find internal rotation, which is going to create more space in the bottom of the pelvis to support our baby's movement through.